Stealing is always wrong. But that doesn't mean it's not seriously entertaining to watch. Thieves are always trying to find new cunning ways of stealing without getting caught, and it can be truly amazing to see how they pull off these ingenious stunts. Of course, these examples of criminal agility are luckily often caught on camera, and today I'm going to show them to you. Ready to take a look? Let's get it on! It's one thing to rob a store in front of customers. They usually aren't on the lookout for those things and will be too scared to step in. Robbing a store in front of employees or the owner is much more difficult, but this guy came up with a plan. He just put on some workman's clothes that make him look vaguely like someone coming to service the cash machine. He simply walks up to it, fiddles with it a bit, takes all the money out and slips it into his pocket, then just waltzes out the door like nothing ever happened, all in view of the poor store clerk who must have felt horrible when he finally discovered what had happened. This is Italy, often seen as an idyllic country where most things in life come pretty easy. After watching this, I'm thinking that stereotype unfortunately applies to thieves too. No word on where they got their fancy truck, but they'd obviously cased the joint, as they say, because they knew exactly where the cash machine was to ram raid the bank from the most convenient spot. They have a fairly easy time tipping the huge machine onto that very helpful truck, and then they're gone. They look more chilled doing that than I do relaxing on a beach. Hopefully they up their security and take a closer look at that footage so they can't get away with it again. I don't know who copied this idea from who, but word obviously spread among the criminal community. It's obviously the most common way of stealing cash machines. These guys seem to have fine-tuned this method. First, their stolen construction vehicle helped them drive straight through the gate. Then they gently break away the wall around the cash machine before simply picking it up and putting it in their van. I'm surprised they didn't also raid the liquor store even though they had broken down the wall, but it probably adds to the risk of getting caught, which is probably also why they set the digger alight after. I guess there's still hope that they messed up their own van by carrying a whole cash machine with it. This has got to be the most successful crime ever committed by a bunch of thieves who are completely incompetent. This van load of teenagers broke into this car dealership and unfortunately got seriously lucky. Turns out the owner of the dealership left a whole box of keys to all the cars on the lot in an unlocked drawer in the office. The kids just picked them up, then ran around matching keys to the cars. Car thieves who could hardly drive would make a great premise for a comedy film, and you could put this footage straight into it. I lost count of how many times they nearly crashed into something. It's a minor miracle they got away with anything, never mind the 8 cars that they took, plus the van they had stolen previously that they used to ram the gate. I seriously don't know how they did it, but hopefully they left behind loads of evidence. The phrase daylight robbery is pretty commonplace, but you can't usually use it so literally. These Russian criminals walked into this large supermarket in the middle of the day while it was filled with shoppers, leaving dozens of witnesses, and they just took out a cash machine and left with it. Sure, they had slightly disguised themselves, but not nearly enough for most criminals who would never have taken that chance. Unfortunately, there was a lot of money lost. The machine they walked out with had 2 million rubles in it. That's more than $25,000 and is worth probably even more to them. Despite their blatant display, the police are still on the lookout for the suspects, so they might even have gotten away with their crime despite committing it in front of an audience. I can't tell if this robbery is expertly or really badly executed. They got away with plenty of stuff, but it sure took them long enough. They start off by crawling around on the floor for a while to avoid motion sensors. Then they steal plenty of cough syrup and other odd things. Don't get me wrong, I don't know the street value of cough syrup, but I'm sure it's worth it. They stay in the pharmacy for 2 hours fiddling with things and angle grinding into the safe while trying not to set the carpet alight, and unfortunately, nobody noticed. The prescription medication they pulled out of that safe ended up being worth a whopping $2 million. Now suddenly I'm wondering why thieves don't spend 2 hours in closed pharmacies more often, but hopefully cops will be looking out for this from now on. As we've seen, a thief's favorite way to steal a cash machine is to get a little bit crazy. This group of thieves had a slightly different approach, but they obviously still decided to come in all guns blazing, so to speak. They didn't really need a gun because they had a giant construction vehicle. Cash machines are difficult to steal because they're heavy, huge, and built into walls, but this plan solved all those problems. They chose to smash into it repeatedly with a digger until it fell out of the wall. Then they tied it up and rode off into the night with it. Unfortunately, their wild approach worked. They got everything they wanted, and it was fast enough to get away despite all the noise they made. This one will frighten all of you who have passive entry cars. This sophisticated and very clever form of theft is known as a key fob relay hack. The guy walking around the house has a tablet in his hand, which is picking up the signal from the car key and boosting it to the phone in the hand of the guy standing at the car. The car just unlocks for them and off they go. Well, almost. It would have felt much cooler if it had gone down that way. Lucky for the car owners, all their movie-style technology never taught them how to unplug a Tesla. They get away in the end, but not after letting the cameras capture their faces nicely. You might want to look out for a signal-blocking pouch for your car keys because apparently this happens more often than you'd think. You've probably seen videos of people struggling like crazy and failing miserably at stealing cash machines. After watching this video, I now think they don't often get away with it because they approach them carefully. Not these guys. Sure, ramming your car into the doors of the building to break in is already a pretty full-on approach, but he almost looks like he calms down once he gets to his target. He definitely hasn't, though. He's just making sure the stage is set for his grand finale. It's a bold approach that probably shouldn't have worked, and the building isn't doing too well after. Plus, there's all the rubble to dig through to get to the cash machine he's trying to steal. I'll give points for style, but it's a shame he got away with it, even after creating all those obstacles for himself. I don't know about you, but my first thought when I saw this footage was that with so many thieves in this gang, surely the robbery won't be worth it in the end when they're all sitting around splitting the money they stole. What I hadn't noticed is how heavily guarded the store is. Look how difficult it is for the truck to rip those doors off. This store definitely holds something to make this worth their while, and that thing is guns. Yeah, it's the worst possible thing they could have stolen. Not only could they sell them, but this robbery could fuel all kinds of other terrible robberies to come. No wonder they thought it was worth it. Yikes! This can serve as a warning to all shop owners. Don't put your cash machines in front of the store window, because it looks like thieves see that as an opportunity. This gang went all out for this one, going through the trouble of stealing the truck they would use for this stunt. After all, they wouldn't want to scratch up their own truck by crashing it through the window of a 7-Eleven. It looks like the position of the cash machine made this easier for them because they could just lift it onto the truck. Luckily, they were caught on camera running through the rubble and rolling around, complaining on the back of the truck. So they managed to humiliate themselves before speeding to wherever they were going to store that cash machine and then dumping the stolen truck. There are all kinds of ways that people use to successfully steal things. You could use the wild, blowing stuff up and breaking through wall style we've seen. You can be super clever and sneaky, or you can use sympathy. I think it's pretty easy to guess which approach this slimy guy decided on. He has a little child with him. It's like a golden opportunity to a tentative thief. He even gets the chance to check out the merchandise and decide which one he wants most. Nobody's going to question a single dad caring for his small boy, are they? Very sneaky and very effective, but very wrong. Shame on you, dude. Sometimes we try things with the best intentions, but it blows up in our face. We all know that feeling. So you can really feel for this salesperson who made the mistake of saying yes to a buyer who asked to view the ring they were looking at in natural light. The clever thief really takes his time in creating a false sense of security in that poor saleswoman standing outside the shop with them. She thinks she's absolutely fine until she looks away for a second to open the door, and the brazen thief just walks off as though nothing's happening. The severity of this mistake really depends on what the ring was worth, though, and unfortunately, this poor salesperson did not get off lightly. It happens to be worth an eye-watering $16,000. No wonder she was willing to give the guy anything he asked for to make the sale. Everyone loves a good old-fashioned heist. The setup, the sleight of hand, the team of criminal geniuses all working in perfect harmony to pull off the crime of the century. Then you've got your mastermind. Think George Clooney from the Ocean's 11 series. The kind of dude who walks away from explosions with his back turned. But not all crooks are created equal. Life rarely imitates art, and for every mastermind, there are 100 fools. So, which bad guys are forgetting the keys to the getaway car? Which thieves haven't thought things through? Ready to meet the world's dumbest criminals? Let's get it on! Sometimes it pays to take a step back and think outside the box. After all, for every robber in the movies, there's a crafty cop hot on their wheels. A store owner was tired of getting broken into, so he decided to design a trap worthy of any Hollywood script. The would-be burglar is funneled into a room and trapped. Pick a door, any door, it doesn't matter, because none of them can be opened. As the door closes behind him, you get a real sense of his panic. No matter what he tries, he's trapped, just like a rat in a cage. He batters the doors for an hour, breaking his hammer in the process before police finally arrive. Luckily, the store owner was kind enough to leave a tap in the trap room, trying to escape his thirsty work. Perhaps our next trio of dummies have watched a few too many movies. We doubt that a bar would have laser beams ready to trip an alarm. Thieves and criminals are often referred to as snakes, so the pair did their very best impression, slithering their way along the floor on a quest to empty out the register. After-work drinks on a Friday night would generally have you crawling out of the bar, not into one. The cops have dubbed these guys the inchworm bandits, and they reportedly made off with just the tips from the jar. You want most robberies to run smoothly and easily. Think like stealing candy from a baby. There's a reason why you've never heard the saying, as easy as stealing a bike from a heavily staffed police station. Bolt cutters? Check. Face mask? Check. Having aspirations that exceed your capabilities? Ho-ho, double check. The dude lasted exactly 23 seconds in what we can safely assume is the world's fastest bust. We bet the cops are getting really tired of these people pushing their luck. This next would-be crook is a great example of how not to pull off the perfect heist, and doing everything in your own power to ruin your own plan. It's a surefire bet, as either way, you're the hero of your own story. Step 1. Choose to rob a vape store and place that probably carries very little cash. Step 2. Fumble and drop your gun at the lady behind the counter's feet to be instantly disarmed. Step 3. Attempt to climb over the glass display cabinet, leaving 2 immaculately placed handprints for the cops. Step 4. Run away in style with your pants falling down around your ankles. Vlad the Inhaler is running on fumes. His plan went up in smoke. Nice try. Close, but no cigar. There are fewer actions that are more brazen than shoving a $600 chainsaw down your pants and casually walking out of a store. Famous actors stuff their jocks, sure, but this is taking it to a whole other level. Thankfully, it wasn't an electric start model. Workers in the store did notice the daredevil shoplifter. However, he made a quick getaway on his bike, Evel Knievel style. He was nabbed by police after ditching the chainsaw in the woods, but returning to claim his prize 40 minutes later. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Okay, so you've heard of causing a ruckus and raising the roof, but have you ever heard of bringing down the ceiling? This bumbling couple went to great heights to fool owners of a local convenience store when they attempted to use a stolen credit card to pay for a $4.39 packet of popcorn. The owners called police on the suspicious duo, and when the cops arrived, Coward used his girlfriend as a human shield in order to try to get away. The woman ran into the back room, seemingly a dead end. Inspiration strikes. Perhaps the way out is actually up. Channeling Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment, she does her best cat burglar impression and squeezes her way into the air vents. Her hopes of freedom come crashing down, and so does she, through the ceiling onto a not-so-soft set of shelves. Not all crimes are planned. Sometimes you just fall into it. Stop, drop, and roll. Not only useful when putting yourself out if you catch a light, but also good for avoiding motion detector sensors when pulling off a heist. A pizza store owner had installed a series of external and internal cameras that captured the whole bizarre event. Thieves were seen rolling around on the floor all the way to the back room. After breaking in successfully with a crowbar through a glass window in the front of the store, lightning would strike twice as that same handy crowbar would peel the safe apart like an orange. To their dismay, there was nothing of value in the safe. But they didn't leave empty-handed. They stole a drill, a speaker, a flashlight, and toys from the game room. Not at all the haul they were hoping to brag about. This is a case of crouching tiger, hidden cash. The answer to many of life's problems is often a great big hammer. Its methods of persuasion are simple, the results are generally instant and forthcoming. Our band of thieves seem to have it all worked out. An old-fashioned quick smash and grab. Covered with long-sleeved clothing and motorcycle helmets, it's great to see that the Safety First initiative extends to the less savory types in society. Unfortunately, toughened polycarbonate cabinets can be a harsh mistress. No matter how hard you try, they just won't give up the goods. In the space of under a minute, it's gone from potential payday and hammer time to empty-handed and having your dreams shattered instead of the jewelry cabinet. It's not only monocle-wearing old men in tuxedos and top hats who can appreciate a fine work of art. No! You don't have to resemble the Monopoly Man for a beautiful painting to draw your keen eye. Our next dope fancies taking him a rather large souvenir from his lovely day trip out to the gallery. Covering your face to hide your identity is so 2000 and late. Real geniuses hide stolen goods rather conspicuously in their jackets. Let's face it, nobody will notice. Change of approach. How about you just walk out with it underarm, nonchalantly whistling a tune while you do so? No one will suspect a thing. Well, too bad for this amateur. He was caught by staff as soon as he tried to leave the premises. Maybe he can create his own masterpiece with a pencil and notepad from a jail cell. In a video game, the success of your mission boils down to how well players work as a team, and friendly fire isn't tolerated. Generally, the fastest way to break into storefront glass windows is with a brick, and this pair came well prepared. In a sudden plot twist, Bill ends up braining Ted with a poorly timed, inaccurate brick shot that would make a stormtrooper blush. Nothing says Good Samaritan like stopping a robbery, even if it's your own. Good friends keep their buddies on the straight and narrow path of righteousness. Looks like this guy succeeded. Man down! When you're the victim of multiple burglaries, you go back to the drawing board and learn from your mistakes. This Canadian mobile phone repair shop owner did just that. Mobile phones are small, high-value items and prime targets for would-be thieves. Her employees now put all expensive items safely away after their shift, locked up for the night. She used her mobile technology know-how to her advantage by installing a security camera system linked directly to her phone. So when she got a notification on her screen, she logged in to watch the drama unfold before her very eyes. A trap isn't complete without a spring, a curved security gate acting to contain the break and enter. You can crawl in, but you can't crawl out. While the crook is frantically searching for an exit, police are already on their way to take him to jail. When they arrive, they even help untangle him from the net. There's that famous Canadian politeness at work. We're all taught to always tell the truth, and that lies just get us into more trouble. Not every criminal is a thief in a mask, and it turns out the police take fraud very seriously. After scattering ice cubes on the floor of a business, this man deserves an Academy Award for his excellence in acting. Pretending he had slipped over and smashed his head onto the hard floor, he filled out an insurance claim for the slip and fall and a shameless cash grab for a juicy, lucrative payout. This is a Weasley move, and one his mother would most definitely put him in time out for. Unfortunately for him, fraud is a serious crime. He was arrested and charged after the footage was given to police. For the crime of premeditated stupidity, we find this man guilty. These are the dumbest criminals caught on camera. It's hard to believe this actually happened. This criminal took his time to hide his face from the cameras he knew were watching him, but halfway through his attempted break-in, he took a quick peep to see if the camera was still watching. It was. These thieves did their research. They even knew where the security cameras were. At least they thought they did. Sometimes a little bit of pre-planning can save you a lot of time and effort.
Oh man.
After catching a glimpse of himself in the mirror, this thief decided today wasn't a good day to break the law. When you're outsmarted and get locked in the very store you're trying to rob, you know it's game over. This was the world's easiest arrest for these policemen.
Here we go again.
Of all disguises you can wear to fool a CCTV, what would you rate as the worst? Do you think a plastic bag would be up there with other terrible ideas? These criminals made a spectacular entrance to this electronics store, only to fail miserably on the exit. Someone give their window cleaner a raise.
Medic!
What's the best way to get free money? An ATM, right? I guess they're reinforced for a reason. Not even the tow bar of a minivan can pull it free. I've heard of hiding goods under your hoodie for inconspicuous shoplifting, but this is on a whole other level.
Yeah, boy.
Some people will try and steal anything, like this harebrained guy who thought no one would notice a chainsaw hidden under his t-shirt.
I am a super genius.
This furry burglar got in her full getup for this home invasion, except she got a little hot at one point and exposed herself on camera. When he stole a bunch of packages off someone's front porch, he rewarded police with a little victory dance and his full face on camera.
Thank you very much.
When you have a sweet tooth calling, only 300 gumballs will do. This criminal severely overestimated the size of his target.
Bye, have a great time.
The worst place you can possibly try and steal something is a police station. This guy didn't get the memo and found himself at the receiving end of a red-handed arrest. This guy thought the best way to rob a jewelry store was by walking in the front door and smashing display cabinets with a rock. He didn't count on the reinforced glass and ran out empty-handed.
No.
These three guys do a pretty good job distracting the store clerk while their friend steals 2 phones at the back. It should have been the perfect crime, except for the CCTV capturing their every move.
Busted.
This thief had it all worked out. He'd ransack a phone store in the middle of the night. Everything was going great.
A few moments later.
Until he realized he was now trapped inside the store he was trying to flee.
Suspect is in custody.
Armed robberies usually work better when you have an actual weapon, not just a finger under your shirt. While he might have made off with $300, he showed his face on camera and was quickly arrested.
This is not okay. This needs to stop
The first rule in stealing something is leaving with it in one piece. Judging by their performance, it's no surprise they were caught just a day later. When you try to rob a locked beer fridge, it will always leave you feeling a little crushed. Sometimes the person who steals your packages is the person living right next door to you. After a lengthy foot race, this genius chose the wrong path that ended up going nowhere fast. At least he got some good exercise.
Come on!
Another day, another ATM theft attempt. This genius forgot to tie the rope to his truck. This guy doesn't even care that it's broad daylight. He just goes ahead and climbs into the car as though it's his. Once he realizes all that was useless, he just gives up and walks away.
Cool.
This daredevil didn't count on 2 guard dogs who were trained to defend their property. Sometimes that chicken looks so good, you just have to help yourself to a serving of your own. Unfortunately for him, it didn't go unnoticed. This late-night trespasser spent forever smashing and climbing his way through a glass door, when he could have just reached around and let himself in. This world record shoplifter can fit an unnaturally heavy slab of drinks under her dress and carry it like it's nothing.
It's time to stop!
When you go on a beer run, always remember to pay and tighten your belt, or this happens.
No.
This guy thought he'd try the oldest trick in the book. Try on some expensive jewelry and run out the front door. It's clear the owners had trouble with thieves before.
Can't handle the heat, my friend?
Not even priceless art is safe from dumb thieves. This man thought he could hide a painting under his jacket and simply stroll out of a gallery unnoticed.
I'm a bad boy.
Bike thieves aren't afraid of daylight robbery, even from the back of your car. This rear dash cam captured the very unsuccessful attempt from a very unaware criminal. Armed robberies work best when you can keep your weapon firmly in your hand. This robber practically handed the clerk his gun before running out kung fu style. After being arrested and detained for questioning, this teen was left alone for mere seconds before making this daring second-floor escape. Too bad the cops already have your name. This guy was determined to get into a locked door without a key. He spent almost 3 hours trying to kick the door in, only to get absolutely nowhere. Wait till he figures out he just needs to pull the door instead.
Good gravy.
This genius tried to steal a display bike from a bicycle shop. Not only was he not quick enough, but the bike he was trying to steal had no pedals.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Normally, thieves climb fences to steal what's secured behind them. This guy wanted to steal the whole gate itself. Every now and then, porch pirates strike gold, like this one who found a TV on someone's doorstep. If only he'd planned ahead with a car big enough to carry it. These mallet-wielding maniacs have never heard of reinforced glass. You gotta give them points for effort, though. At one point, you gotta cut your losses and run. This thief was trying to steal electrical cables from a high-rise when he became trapped on top of an air conditioning unit 4 floors up. After 2 days stuck, he was eventually helped to safety. When this crook managed to reach through and grab a cash register tray, he thought he hit payday, but his spatial awareness could use some work. When this guy decided to steal a mattress, he was just lucky it was there to cushion his awkward fall just seconds later. What seemed like a flawless break-in was followed up by the worst getaway ever. It's almost hard to believe that this actually happened. When a single kebab wasn't enough, this guy tried to steal the whole roll. When the police finally caught up to the truck, the reason for them running became pretty obvious. What good is a brazen ram raid robbery if you only steal worthless display models instead of the hundreds of brand new boxed iPhones out back? When you've been robbed multiple times, sometimes leaving a trap is the best way to catch a criminal. This locked corridor served as the perfect cage for an unwanted thief. This guy would do anything for a Pepsi. Anything except pay, that is. And when the doors locked behind him, he figured 100 shoulder barges would do the trick. This man used his kid for cover while he hid a stolen laptop down his pants. I guess some people have no shame. I think we can confidently say that the mystery of the missing houseplants has finally been solved. These criminals must have thought there were some Mission Impossible-style lasers defending this bar when they broke in. There weren't lasers, but there were cameras recording their every worm-like move. After robbing a travel agent, Mother Nature did her best at slowing down this criminal as much as possible. And just like that, his money was gone with the wind.
A little help, please.
You can tell times are tough when people are out there stealing lawn furniture. These two thieves were captured on camera stealing a bench from the porch of a family's house. After this thief broke into a computer store, he quickly discovered that anti-theft cables exist. Looks like you might just leave empty-handed. All this guy wanted to do was look at a $17,000 wedding ring in sunlight, but instead of returning inside, he simply walked away. Luckily, camera footage was able to identify him. ATM thieves aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. These ones managed to jimmy open the front panel of this ATM before getting spooked and driving away. These two shoe thieves were picking the best footwear to steal before they were caught and made their escape.
It's business as usual in aisle 5 of this Florida grocery store. Until a woman appears to collapse in the condiments section. Another customer rushes to the woman's aid. Paramedics are called. And the woman is placed on a stretcher and rushed to a nearby hospital. The store manager reviews the security tape to see what could have caused the accident. And lo and behold...
Acquiring olive oil bottle. Opening bottle. Pouring contents on floor.
She opens a can of olive oil and spills it on the floor and then walks back into the aisle and falls.
First of all, it wasn't even a good slip and fall. Slip and fall is backwards. Slip and fall ain't frontward, stupid.
You went down on all fours, and then your hand slipped out. She was like a folding chair. She went down in sections.
You mean to tell me that you don't think that that's just a little bit suspicious, that there's a puddle of olive oil on the floor? What happened in the aisle before that? Yo, Vito, come on over here. What's up, Carmine? Let's have some olive oil. But first, for all the paisans that's not here.
What's with olive oil? Why not a banana peel? That's easier.
It's the worst acting job ever. And then when somebody tried to pick her up, she does the, oh, I fell again.
The slippery con artist is removed from the hospital and charged with fraud.
The word con is okay. Artist. Little pushing.
Has just been robbed at gunpoint. The suspects made off with cash and merchandise. Police are looking for a white Buick sedan. An officer spots a car that fits the description. Could this be the car used to rob the liquor store?
Jackpot. As soon as he pulls over, I guess he must have, he got nervous.
Trunk flips open. I mean, you see the entire liquor store inventory in the back of this guy's trunk.
He goes, he's thinking, oh my God, did I just do what I thought I did? Did I just really pop my trunk open? Yeah, you popped the trunk open, stupid.
Yeah, why'd you pop the trunk? Well, you know.
And then he realizes he's busted and he takes off.
The cop runs after him, lets him go, the driver, comes back, and pulls the gun on the passenger.
Go! You move, I'll shoot you. You understand?
And so I guess that guy goes down for his buddy's stupidity, although I think they're both pretty dumb.
The button-pushing perp was caught just a little ways down the road. He and his partner were charged with burglary and resisting arrest.
Sometimes it's just that easy. Trunk open, case closed.
A visitor calls at the service door of a coffee shop that's closed for the night.
So Leif is there in his pirate bandana that he constantly wears.
Listen, I've never lived in Washington. I swear to God, it's not me. It really isn't me.
Leif, we have videotape.
Arr, matey. I'm going to steal all the coffee in this coffee shop. Arr.
People, use your brains.
Leif or not, this guy did look like a pirate and wanted to get in really badly.
Did you have a caffeine buzz that bad to where you needed to break into a coffee shop?
This guy was absolutely relentless.
First he's pounding with his arm. Come on, come on.
But it's his last best attempt at gaining entry that helps this banana bandit break into the list at number 12.
Gets enough nerve to really give it the college try.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Looked like he twisted his knee out and made an L.
Kicks that door and his knee bends backwards. You just see the guy is in such pain.
And he screws up his knee so bad he just goes, oh God, I'm out of here. I'll wait till they open in the morning.
Empty-handed, the perp limps away with nothing more than a bum knee and a really bad outfit.
The moral of that story is use a hammer, man. Hit it with a hammer. Go in and get your little coffee and get on your business.
Woman stops at a gas station to fill up her tank. At least, that's the plan.
This one, let me tell you, she's determined.
I've done it. I'm sure we've all done it at least once.
You always think, come on, man, I can still see the little crinkles in the hose. This thing's got another inch and a half. I can make this.
The only difference here is she refuses to let go.
She fought the pump and the pump won.
It's like, you dummy. Why not just move the car? Why are you making a fool of yourself? When it starts recoiling because you've stretched it as far as you can, and she's stretching, let go of it, okay? Because otherwise something like this might happen, and it did.
Right after this, she went back to her regular job as the village idiot.
Awesome, big. Oh, I guess that's what you get for trying to stretch the rubber too far.
Hudson Logan.
Texas, a locked-up liquor mart proves way too irresistible for the dumb criminal at number 2.
He can't even get in the building. He keeps falling outside, but he perseveres.
This guy knows exactly how and where to make his entry from the roof.
Then he walks around a store like he's shopping. He's got his little cart and he's like, daddy.
If we didn't know he'd fallen through the ceiling, tearing down all the insulation with him, he'd look like any other customer, just kind of wheeling his way around the liquor store, putting stuff in.
After stuffing his pockets with lotto tickets and smokes, it's time to make a getaway.
Well, the problem is if you fall through the ceiling at the liquor store, how are you going to get out? Because you got to go back through the roof, which means lifting everything up back through the roof. And it's hard to carry stuff up.
The falls were bad enough, and then like getting hit in the head with like Bartles and James bottles like kind of adds insult to injury, to further injury, more injury to insult on top of injury.
Can't get out.
So now he's ramming and ramming the front door. And in the end, he realizes, I can't get out. I can't go back the way I came. I just have to sit and wait for the cops. He just gives up. He just sits down, lights a cigarette. Oh, well, I'll just have a smoke.
Unable to escape, the robber surrenders to police and his own stupidity. Frequently the target of aggressively violent thieves. So, after a few too many robberies, the owners decide enough's enough and do a little renovating. And when they get hit again, things are a little different.
The flying wall of death at the convenience store? How angry are these guys?
Who knew? The whole thing just comes out of their counter.
They hit that button, the wall goes up, and he's like, oh, oh! And they keep pounding, they're whooping his butt.
He's done. It's a done deal.
Word of the Wonder Wall spread, and criminals plied their trade elsewhere. Or at least, the smart criminals did.
It is a blink of an eye. It comes flying up. Boom!
Oh, ouch! But you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place.
Want to play, huh?
Makes it to the trach. Awesome. I cannot believe that guy lived.
First of all, if you need a wall to protect you because you get robbed every 5 minutes, maybe you want to put your convenience store in another neighborhood.
I love those two guys, because they know that wall's never going to pay for itself. Ever. Except in some ass-whooping of criminals.
It's 2 a.m. in Port Orange, Florida.
Come on, man, let's go.
Yeah. Two men enter a 24-hour department store and head for the electronics section.
All right, get the stuff. I'll meet you in the gardening center, man.
Okay, Bobby, please. Do I see you there?
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, cool. Let's go.
Go, man. Go back there, pass the shovels, and go outside.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So what else? Follow me.
If you see a man whose pants are 6 sizes too big putting plasma screens into his cart, he's not paying for them. That's shoplifting 101.
I hear no one around, see? See? No one does this garden stuff at night, man. Let's go. Yo, start the car.
Oh, yeah, start the car, man.
What's up? Hang on a second. I have to check under the hood. What you mean? You kidding me?
The battery's dead or something.
Hurry
Shut
up.
up.
Hurry up.
Oh, be quiet. I'm doing the best I can.
It's not a getaway car if you gotta lift up
the hood first before you get away.
Just give me a sec to put the battery cables in. Let's see, reconnect the distributor cap. Try it now!
Go, go, go. Time. All right, let's go. You ready? Yeah, I hear you.
Emboldened by their success, the duo hit a different store the next night.
I'll meet you by the trees again, okay? Yeah, see you there. Ooh, 1080i. Hell yeah. Let's go.
What happened? You used up the 2 TVs you got yesterday already?
Let's go outside. Let's do it. Oh, what's up, man? Why they locking the doors, man?
Wait a second. Why is the gardening door locked? Am I the only one who needs a weed whacker at 3 a.m.?
Go to kitchen windows. Exit there. Over.
The thieves escaped through a rear exit.
Again? With the car? Are you kidding me?
What's
It's not turning over.
I'm embarrassed to be robbing with you.
What do you want me to do? Call AAA?
Do you think that during the post-mortem of the first robbery, they would go over anything that went wrong?
Maybe next time, while you're stealing the TVs, you could steal jumper cables or a new battery.
As the thieves attempt to start their car, store security confronts them in the parking lot.
Hey, stop right there. Do you have a receipt for those TVs?
But are unable to stop them.
Get back here.
Police later track them down, and they are arrested for grand theft.
So, man, we gotta get ourselves a new driver.
Shut up. Stop complaining.
Upset any driver.
How much you had to drink? I only had a couple.
But probably not nearly as much as it upsets this man in Texas.
You been arrested before, sir?
Damn right.
What for?
None of your business, you alien.
Okay.
The perp is placed in the squad car, while the officer calls to have the van impounded.
I need a wrecker on 155.
I don't need a damn wrecker. It costs me a lot of money to have my van towed. Maybe I could have somebody come get it.
No, sir.
If I was the cop, I would have been like, oh, God, you know what? You're right. Guys, why don't we all chip in and help this guy out?
Why are you such a alien you want to cost me that kind of money?
Paying right there.
You turd-head son of a bitch.
The guy said they were turd heads. I don't know about you, but I want to see what a turd head looks like. That sounds really, really interesting.
He's so mad, he's run out of appropriate curse words. Unless he just happens to have Tourette's and nobody told the cops.
You flash-eyed.
I heard some cuss words out of his mouth that I hadn't heard in a row anyway for a long time.
Morphodite-looking, bald-headed, cop-looking turd.
He says morphodite. I don't even know what that is, and I have a college degree. You can say what you want. You're in the back of the cruiser. You're done, dude.
You gonna have my van towed?
Yes, sir. Sure am.
I'll uncuff these damn cuffs. I'll beat you across this whole parking lot.
Well, that's pretty good motivation not to let you out of the cuffs, isn't it?
I don't want my van towed.
I just made a note to myself after watching this. I'm not driving south of Philadelphia for the rest of my life.
Hey, Cameron, you listening?
This man has been arrested for stealing a car.
Yo, man, don't ask me.
And he's clearly agitated by the videotaped questioning he's going through.
I'll tell you something now. You better just take that camera off or I kick down.
I'll kick it, I swear.
If you kick that camera down, it's gonna be a lot of trouble.
You better just take that off.
It ain't going off here.
So if you don't want to be on camera in a police station, how about this? Don't get arrested.
Right ahead. See how long you gonna do that back and forth. See how stupid you are.
Come on, stupid. Follow me, stupid. Come on, what? Having a tough time, huh?
The camera-shy felon then comes up with a new way to show his appreciation.
You know what I think of you? That's what I think of you.
He just blasted that, and it went clean out the pant leg.
That's what I think.
And another one, right there for you.
And then one second one, which you know is the one that really cleared the room.
And another one, right there for you.
Police eventually take the odoriferous thief to his cell. The judge, after viewing the tape, kindly provides the offender with ample time to work on his manners.
And another one, right there for you.
Hi, I'm Chuck Nice. You know, being a 911 operator is a tough job, especially when callers get demanding, like this woman from Juneau, Wisconsin.
911. I need some help. What's the problem? You gotta round up all your cowboys. They're or somewhere. My 7 cows got out and they're out in the marsh.
You want officers to help you round up cattle?
No, do you guys know anybody that can do that to help out here?
Okay, can I have you call back on a non-emergency line, ma'am?
911, what's the location of your emergency? Yes, this is a damn emergency. I got 7 cows out loose, maybe going to the highway. And
okay, ma'am,
you need to let everybody know that there are loose cows out there before they cause a major accident. You hear me?
Ma'am, you need to watch your language, okay?
I don't care. I don't need to watch nothing. But you better watch where them cows are going and put an alert out there.
Why are you yelling at me, ma'am?
Cows out there.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I tried to call before and you guys said it wasn't an emergency. And
no, ma'am. It is not an emergency that the cows are in the marsh.
We don't put an alert out on this. These cows can cause a big accident. Do you understand me?
Okay. What is your name?
This is Tammy.
Your middle initial and date of birth, Tammy.
It's L.
And your date of birth?
I don't give you my date of birth and nothing. You just need to make
Tammy, you do need to give me your date of birth.
You come and get my date of birth.
Ma'am, we will have an officer come speak with you.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, the officer didn't just speak with the woman. He also cited her for abuse of emergency services. Well, back to work. 911, may I help you? Oh, I told you never to call me here at work, Mom. What you looking at?
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Mike Britt, and I know y'all want to be on TV too. Well, here's 2 ways to do it. 1, have some talent like moi, or 2, send us a video of somebody doing something dumb. So send us your dumb videos, and if we like it, you're going to be on TV. And better yet, you're going to get paid for it. So just follow the link at the bottom of the screen, and we're going to see you on TV, baby.
Hello, everyone. Rob Delaney here with a breaking news story out of Ohio. Police in Sugar Creek Township have arrested a man whose fashion sense is a little unusual. Our own Jamie Andrews has details. Jamie?
Police say 41-year-old Kevin Miller has approached several residents asking what they thought of his bathing suit. But residents here did not want to take a gander at him, so they called authorities.
Sugar Creek Police.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to report a suspicious person, please.
Okay.
My daughter and her 2 friends were walking, and a white male in his 40s came out of the woods from the river wearing a one-piece woman's bathing suit with socks and boots on.
Oh my God! Look at that guy! He's beautiful.
He said, "Hey girls, how do you like my bathing suit?" and started rubbing his chest and started jogging behind them. Then he tried to go up into the woods across the road.
Okay.
He couldn't make it because the woods scratched him up.
He couldn't make it through the woods. The woods were scratching up his
bathing suit parts, his lady area.
Okay, I will get some officers back out in the area.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
After multiple unwanted fashion shows, Miller was arrested by police. He's being held in the Greene County Jail on $10,000 bail. That's a lot of swimsuits.
Thanks for that report, Jamie. Let's hope the police give him a thorough dressing down.
Market, a hooded figure approaches with a hand in his pocket. When he enters the store, the light reveals a curious costume.
Yo, what's up? It's a stick up, man. Put your hands in the air, man.
Yeah, nobody move from robbing stores, Batman.
The Batman wannabe forces a few customers to the front of the store at gunpoint, even firing off a warning shot. But then, his gun jams, giving a real-life superhero time to strike.
Get over there.
Oh, no, you're not taking me, sir. Come here.
What, you
Get
crazy?
over here, man.
Get off me, man.
You come here.
I'm Batman, fool.
Take you out.
Get off me, fool.
Batman,
Damn,
you ain't
crazy?
no Batman. Get down.
Oh, no, he didn't make the mistake of taking on the 1991 Oklahoma State Wrestling Champion runner-up. Ooh!
Kick his ass. That's right. For being dumb.
Superhero, I'll show you superhero. Oh, I got your shirt now, don't I? What's up, man? I'm the Batman, son of a bitch.
He is just like, help me, Robin. Oh, that hurts. Help me, Robin. Batgirl. Commissioner Gordon.
Hang on, honey. Batman's fighting someone in the store.
Now you gotta watch the guy with the cell phone carefully. It looks like he's gonna get involved. No, he's not.
Honey, I got a situation at the store. Hang on. You need me? Hang on, honey. Yep, eggs too. Hang on 1 second.
Do you want me to do that? And then, oh, you got it? And got it.
Jump on the pile, you pussy.
Batman, more like Batgirl.
Oh,
honey,
damn.
I'll be home soon after I kick this guy a few more times. Oh, yeah, you're married to a hero. Get that. Batman turned bad, sweetheart. I'm kicking his ass.
But yeah, thanks for the help. I think we got it now.
Police arrive on the scene and arrest the caped masquerader. He's charged with armed robbery, firearms possession, and assault with a deadly weapon.
I think they missed a couple of serious charges. One, tarnishing the fine name of Batman, and two, having a gun and still getting your ass kicked by a white guy.
Store in Largo, Florida, to pick out a puppy. But they don't have any intention of dropping one dime for their dog. While two family members talk to a sales clerk, a third shields one of the sons by the pug playpen as he cops the canine and smuggles it out the door.
Oh, up is that, dude?
And we're naming the dog Felony.
He had taken a puppy, and he had put the puppy under his shirt.
You gonna make your kid steal a puppy. You done lost your damn mind.
Did his parents know that a dog has teeth?
APB goes out from the cops. We're looking for an 11-year-old boy who's missing both his nipples.
I got you covered, Sonny. Go.
Grandma was probably the mastermind of this. Old people know how to steal.
Hey! Take him, hurry up, you mother...
This is generations of...
You gotta wonder, what's Thanksgiving like there? Is it plotting the next big caper for the family?
It's a family business. We steal dogs, chop them up and sell them nice.
Using a microchip embedded in the pug's skin, police quickly track down the purloined pup and put the whole family in the pen.
I wouldn't mind having a microchip put in my brain so when I get lost I can find my way back home. Teasing.
Learn and think. Don't teach your kid, hey, it's okay to steal a puppy. It's not okay. Get a life.
Mexico, two police officers decide to stop by a fast food joint for a bite to eat.
Can I get a burger? What do you want?
All a burger.
Then they pull off to the side of the road to enjoy their meals.
Yeah, good.
That's good.
And that's when things get a little strange.
Hey, partner. You feel a little
Lightheaded?
Yeah.
Turns out their burgers had an extra special ingredient: marijuana, courtesy of the two teenagers working the drive-through window.
Do we know where this Burger King is?
I've heard of hash brownies, but hash burgers?
Good burgers, partner.
So these two idiots take their marijuana and play a prank on two police officers by putting their marijuana on their Whopper.
Dude, chicken ass would be so funny, dude.
Yeah, well, you don't waste your pot on police officers. That's stupid.
And then if you are going to put it in there, you know, you don't just put it on top like, they'll never notice. It looks just like lettuce.
The cops were sent to the hospital and survived with no serious side effects. The Burger Boys were arrested.
How do you plead to the charges of 2 counts of aggravated battery upon a police officer?
Guilty.
They each received 3 years probation.
Those guys should be rewarded. They're just trying to take a little edge off police work, that's all. Police work is stressful.
Hey, Barker, you see what I see? Oh, yeah.
I'm a burger. I'm a burger. With me, you're gonna fly. I'm a burger. I'm a burger. Come on, let's get high.
In Florida, an officer transports a woman arrested for DUI.
Yeah, all that drunk driving makes you have to pee a lot, doesn't it?
Can you please let me go to the bathroom? Please.
Yeah, well, you should have thought about that before you left the bar.
Wait, is that Tanya in the car? Not that she's ever been in the back of a police car or anything.
Can you please let me go to the bathroom? Is this a no? Huh?
Pretty much. No answer equals no.
Let me go to the bathroom!
Well, that's one version of Plan B.
Out of my car.
But you know what? When you gotta go, you gotta go. Hello.
Despite the hard landing, she suffers only minor injury.
Oh my gosh, she looks like a garbage pail kid.
So many questions I want to ask that mugshot. Was it worth it?
Kinda.
Did you get to pee, girl?
Sorta.
Did you pee on impact?
You betcha.
In Florida, an officer transports a woman arrested for DUI.
Yeah, all that drunk driving makes you have to pee a lot, doesn't it?
Can you please let me go to the bathroom? Please.
Yeah, well, you should have thought about that before you left the bar.
Wait, is that Tanya in the car? Not that she's ever been in the back of a police car or anything.
Can you please let me go to the bathroom? Is this a no? Huh?
Pretty much. No answer equals no.
Let me go to the bathroom!
Well, that's one version of Plan B.
Out of my car.
But you know what? When you gotta go, you gotta go. Hello.
Despite the hard landing, she suffers only minor injury.
Oh my gosh, she looks like a garbage pail kid.
So many questions I want to ask that mugshot. Was it worth it?
Kinda.
Did you get to pee, girl?
Sorta.
Did you pee on impact?
You betcha.
Bye. I would just make a bad cop, because my answer's always going to be, so that's when I shot him.
You're crazy!
As Canadian police transfer criminal masterminds Brian Dennis Anthony, Thomas Lynch, and Roger Walding, they have no idea that the three have hatched a clever and well-choreographed escape.
Are you gonna give up? I'm bleeding, man.
What were they thinking? You can't run 3 abreast when you're chained together and there's obstacles in your way.
If this is a planned thing, this is just really sad.
You know, you think jailbreaks, you think Steve McQueen movie, and you see these guys. And you say to themselves, you know, we're going to bring you guys back, you're going to do your time, and you're also going to be indicted for rampaging stupidity.
You also have the right to be stupid. Now, if you have a partner who's already chained to you because he's done something wrong, and you're chained to someone because you've done something wrong, you have a bad partnership.
And where's exactly the next step going to be? Say you get 3 blocks away, you're still attached to the guy. Where exactly are you going to go? You're going to go to the hardware store, ask for a hacksaw.
After removing the Three Stooges from the pole, police march them into court to be laughed at.
You know, when you got dumb people talking to one another, it just doesn't seem to play out.
Keep on rocking. Coming up. Lady is cleaning him out. A detective in Florida installs a surveillance camera in his bedroom.
When you work for a detective as a domestic, one thing you might want to consider is that the detective may be able to detect that you're a thief.
Ooh, he's got the good stuff. I love the blue ones.
What really annoys me is that she puts her fingers all over the pills that she doesn't take. Like, at least pour the ones you want into your palm and be decent about it. Don't manhandle every last pill in that bottle.
So this is where he keeps the money. A little extra for me. Dimes, quarters, nickels, I'll take it all.
That's gonna be $1.20 at the Coinstar. Well done, lady.
Where should I put these? Ooh, I know. That's gonna work. Oh, this will be perfect.
She put about $30 worth of change in her shoe.
Hey, what's in your shoe?
Nothing. After reviewing the tape, the detective arrests his sticky-fingered maid. She is taken into custody and charged with burglary.
Aspirin and coins. That's amazing. What a heist.
Stealing from a detective in his own house, that's so dumb it might actually work. Oh, it didn't. Okay, never mind.
I'm so getting away with this.
A visitor calls at the service door of a coffee shop that's closed for the night.
So Leif is there in his pirate bandana that he constantly wears.
Listen, I've never lived in Washington. I swear to God, it's not me. It really isn't me.
Leif, we have videotape.
Arr, matey. I'm going to steal all the coffee in this coffee shop. Arr.
People, use your brains.
Leif or not, this guy did look like a pirate and wanted to get in really badly.
Did you have a caffeine buzz that bad to where you needed to break into a coffee shop?
This guy was absolutely relentless.
First he's pounding with his arm. Come on, come on.
But it's his last best attempt at gaining entry that helps this banana bandit break into the list at number 12.
Gets enough nerve to really give it the college try.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Looked like he twisted his knee out and made an L.
kicks that door and his knee bends backwards, you just see the guy is in such pain.
And he screws up his knee so bad, he just goes, oh, God, I'm out of here. I'll wait till they open in the morning.
Empty-handed, the perp limps away with nothing more than a bum knee and a really bad outfit.
The moral of that story is use a hammer, man. Hit it with a hammer. Go in and get your little coffee and get on your business.
Presents Doofus and Valiant, two criminals with very different approaches. When escaping the scene of a crime, Valiant always makes sure he has an appropriate getaway vehicle. Doofus, on the other hand, flees Mississippi troopers in a truck, towing a trailer with a stolen washing machine strapped to it.
My question is, why is he stealing a washing machine?
Is he coming from the set of Price is Right?
Of course, Valiant always takes time to make sure what he's hauling is safely secured. Guess what? Doofus doesn't.
Driving erratic. You shake it pretty good. Oh man, the whole thing came on.
Ooh, his wife is gonna be mad. Now she ain't got her damn washing machine.
I believe he intentionally tried to do that.
He had a button in there. It's like a James Bond car. You hit it, and the washer goes flying off the back.
Valiant always knows the appropriate place to hide from police. Doofus doesn't.
Who hides in a cemetery?
He is going to be so sorry when the entire cast of Thriller comes out.
No dancing zombies, but the chase comes to a dead end, and Doofus is easily apprehended.
Hands behind your back, now!
So, class, what did we learn from Doofus and Valiant today?
When you're being chased by the cops and you get a washer in the back, just give yourself up.
Charged with a crime like this Florida man, it's wise to accept the services of a court-appointed attorney. But despite the lack of any formal training, this man is representing himself on assault charges and is determined to give a performance worthy of the setting.
Don't represent yourself. It never works.
During opening arguments, his act consists of shuffling files. And not much else.
Mr. Wilkins, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
But, like any good lawyer, when he realizes his case isn't swaying the judge, he changes his strategy.
Excuse me, hold for a second. Your Honor, excuse me for a second.
Mr. Wilkins, I assume from your behavior that you continue to be feigning some medical condition.
Excuse me, sir. The Fred Sanford, I'm having a heart attack defense does not work.
It's a big one, Elizabeth. Here I come, Elizabeth. Here I come. Here comes the big one, Elizabeth.
I'm gonna take a breath.
That's not how you have a heart attack. Everyone knows you gotta grab this and you gotta it was awful.
I understand that you choose not to respond to me, sir, but I know that you are hearing me. Oh, a remarkable change.
The home of Asa Schumacher with a warrant for his arrest on drug charges. Inside, officers find Schumacher smoking marijuana out of a plastic homemade bong the size of a shoebox.
It appeared that there was something moving in the box.
Curiosity piqued, the officers cautiously open the box. And what do they find?
I've heard of catnip, but that's ridiculous. I've done a little bong in my life, Even, Olympic swimmers have done bongs in their life. But would you put, a cat in the bong and you're smoking it like...
Schumacher claimed that the kitten, named Shadow, was too hyper, and marijuana would mellow him out.
Let me tell you something. That is the luckiest cat in the world. I wish somebody would put me inside of a bomb.
face. You want to go.
The cat appeared to be very lethargic, almost in a sleeping state.
How does a cat meow when it's high? Oof. Oof. Dude, I'm so wasted.
Schumacher is arrested for drug possession and animal cruelty. As for Shadow, officials say that he's an unusually happy and hungry kitty.
That was one calm cat right there, sitting back thinking to his cat buddies, you ever think that maybe we're all just little specks of cats, a giant cat tongue somewhere on a great creature that's cleaning itself? What?
Day spa in Laguna Hills, California. A man approaches the front window. In one hand, he carries a rock. In the other, a can of flammable liquid.
How do you like this now, huh?
Who lights a spa on fire? What is this, when rich people attack? Here we see the millionaire approach the prey.
I simply hate this place. I'm gonna burn it to the ground.
You know, a bad massage will do that to you.
Ouch, 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 easy.
This guy actually arsoned himself.
When you spill gasoline all over yourself, it's time to abort the mission.
Rather than cool his heels, the arsonist runs off into the night. Police are hot on his trail with a $10,000 reward for his capture.
Oh yeah, running away from a burning building as the Human Torch from Fantastic Four. Yeah, he'll get away with that.
It's a cold January day in Michigan, and police are in hot pursuit of a stolen pickup truck towing 2 jet skis.
You know how hard it is to get away when you're towing something?
I could not believe the maneuvers this guy was doing with 2 jet skis on a trail hitch.
You can do a lot of swinging and fishtailing.
They wouldn't come off. They were like ticks on a dog.
4 counties and 30 minutes later, cops attempt a pit maneuver.
You're not taking! Well, you're not taking that last one!
You get the feeling that the guy in the truck is just like, if only I can make it to a body of water.
So these guys are not going to let go. They're not going to get caught. You know, a mind focused like Magellan when he discovered the world on a ship. No, don't even include that. Magellan has nothing to do with it. Magellan didn't go on jet skis. He went on big masted sea ships in that day.
Another daring pit maneuver dislodges the remaining jet ski.
You gotta love the attitudes of these crooks. If we can't have the jet skis, nobody's gonna have the jet skis.
Police eventually throw stop sticks across the highway, putting a final hitch in the ski jacker getaway plan.
And that's what happens when you have the illusion of not letting go. If the illusion of not letting go is good, stay with it. If it's not, stop, bow, say thank you.
Store sells everything from laptops to surveillance equipment. Lots of surveillance equipment.
Let's see what's over here. There we go. And let's see. So I'm gonna take this box over here and out the door. See you later.
It's a store that sells surveillance equipment.
That's like going and robbing a police station. It's not a good move.
Yeah, let's see. What's over... Let me see what's over here.
I couldn't believe the coverage. You watch a Rangers or a Knicks game, they don't have this many cameras.
Yeah, Frankie, is that you on 2? Give me 2. Go to 3. And 5. Get the box. Get the box. Who's got the box? Go to the box. Go to... Oh, that's beautiful, the box. Yeah. Go. And we're out, boys. That's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Hi, how you doing, sir? You need any help? Don't worry about me. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm just looking around.
I'm gonna steal something in about 10 to 15 seconds. It's gonna be a laptop in the back. I'll be right back.
There we go, and... oh, yeah.
Hey, which way's the exit? I hope nobody sees me. Oh,
With surveillance footage from 17 different angles, police have no trouble tracking down the thief.
Okay, this is 2009. Like, how can you not know there's going to be cameras getting you from every single angle in high def? The security guards are probably twittering about you while you're stealing it. I mean, come on.
See you later.
The hallway of a California hospital.
Oh, this one's very nice. Ooh, I like this one. I'll take this one. This will look great over the sofa.
Clearly, this lady's having an art attack.
I'll take this one, and the colors are fabulous.
why would you go to the hospital for your art collection?
Mental hospital by any chance?
You're coming home with me. This one speaks to me.
My uncle just had a heart attack. I'm gonna get me some artwork.
Oh my goodness, this one is just gorgeous.
I see lots of great paintings walking through the airport that I'd like to have. But you know what? If you want them, I'm sure there's a duplicate. I mean, it's not like it's Picasso.
Yeah. But look at this one. It's sad, it's poignant, but moving.
This makes sense because everybody knows that hospitals have the best art.
Take me. No, I'm serious. I can't stand this hallway anymore.
The kitten hanging off the tree goes for about $200 right now, from what I hear on the open market.
The kitten kind of speaks to me.
It inspires me.
That's a beautiful painting. Where'd you get it?
This one is from the neonatal intensive care unit at St. Vincent's.
Beautiful.
I think that'll do it for me.
Hospital security calls the police, and the woman is apprehended. The paintings, valued at $800 each, are returned to the walls of the hospital.
These are all pieces of crap, and there's no sense of light, no sense of space. This is not art. It's horrible. This is why the people are sick.
You're gonna put the mask on once you enter the establishment. You might as well have no mask.
Listen up, old man. Give me all the money in the register. Calm down.
Luke, I am your robber.
I don't remember Darth Vader ever wearing a purple sweater and khaki shorts.
Hurry up, old man. Come on, I got a knife. Okay.
Dude, your lightsaber looks terrible.
Go on, I got all night. Come on. This mask is incredibly uncomfortable.
I've heard of wearing Darth Vader mask for sex. But for robbery? Man, that's just weird.
Hurry up. Okay. Sweating like a bastard in here. Let's go.
The dark side isn't really paying well, so I'm gonna have to ask you for some cash.
All right, hurry up, come on. I'm trying. Hyperventilating there. Okay.
Give me the money in the register and fulfill your destiny.
Come on, you think I guess this Batman for fun? Batman? Whatever the hell I am. Hey! How do kids do this? Hey, you space creature!
If step 2 of your robbery involves running away with the Darth Vader mask, step 1 was terrible.
Come on, hurry up! This plastic's giving me hives! Hey!
Help me, convenience store clerk. You're our only hope.
There we go! Sweating like a son of a bitch!
Did that gorilla just rob the store?
He's like Jar Jar. Serves no purpose.
The Sith Lord is quickly identified from the surveillance camera. Jamie Carlos Hernandez is arrested and charged with armed robbery.
The Force? Not even remotely with him.
Well, stick him up, Harry Potter! Huh? Oh, whatever.
In the early morning hours outside the Chicken Express in Hurst, Texas, a burglar is hard at work. He finds the safe inside the restaurant and cleverly places it onto an office chair. When the chair gives out, he rolls the safe, end over end. Unfortunately, that was the easy part.
This guy gets the safe, he gets it to his car, but then can't pick it up.
Oh, dang, this thing is heavy. Oh, I can't get it in my car. I'm watching going, well, he's gonna make this, right? He's gonna, whatever power it takes, he got that safe out to that car and can get it off the ground. And I couldn't believe he couldn't do it.
This is a man who did not plan much in advance. But still, if you rob a place called the Chicken Express, you deserve all the heartache you can get.
But dumb criminal number 20 doesn't give up. He moves to plan B.
He decides to back up and push the safe across the parking lot and basically to his home.
That's where he loses me. That's where I was rooting for you, dude. And then you went all stupid on me.
Hello? Did anyone pass him on the street?
The feeble-minded felon made it 2 blocks with the safe before finally having to abandon it on the side of the road.
So that was not good thinking on his part, not good sequential thinking, not good planning.
may look like Berkeley circa 1969, but these are actually modern-day hippies, and they're all about turning on, tuning in, and smoking up. This is the Mardi Gras Hemp Olympics in Australia.
Hip, hip! Hip, hip!
A competition meant to educate people about safe marijuana use through a series of somewhat athletic events like Growers Strongman Competition.
Dude.
Bong tossing.
Oh, it's big! Dude.
Speed rolling.
Dude.
And artistic joint design.
Dude!
Everybody looks stoned the out.
It was good to see that kids were coming out to support. You know, it's great to see that. Oh, this is why my dad's emotionally unavailable.
Rolling an artistic joint seems a lot of work for a stoner.
Your design is freaking me out, mate.
Stop making topiary with your weed, you losers.
Oh, did you see the munchie competition? And then the falling asleep competition while you're watching TV on the couch?
They should have had who could hold their the longest.
Oh, it's big!
I could be a judge in this.
I'm sure he would want to be a judge. Can I try that out? Can I try that out?
I could, tell you if that's the fattest joint or not, or how well it smokes.
There are no winners at the Hemp Olympics. Because, as we all know, people who use drugs are losers.
Why is Australia so far ahead of us? They have the Hemp Olympics, and we have people sticking their hands down holes to get catfish. Okay?
Hatched a brilliant plan. Dig an underground tunnel to a bank, drill a hole up into the bank's vault, and make away with all the cash. But as they're digging the tunnel, the street above suddenly collapses, exposing their plan and a whole lot more.
What the hell are two men doing in the tunnel naked?
The men had apparently stripped down due to the stifling heat inside the tunnel.
I don't care how hot it is. Let's keep your drawers on, dog.
Would it have killed you to cover your genitals with anything?
Wear some underwear. Wear a jockstrap. Cover the twig and berries, man.
Was that a tunnel of dumb, or was that the tunnel of love?
Oh, all that dirt and sweat and naked madness.
Raul, I am embarrassed, are you?
Jose, I am humiliated, and yet I feel so close to you.
Where were they going to put the money?
The tunnel was started at an abandoned warehouse across the road and stretched an amazing 300 feet.
This is a pretty impressive tunnel.
Next time I need yard work or a septic tank put in, I'm calling these guys.
The two men are charged with attempted robbery, but not before suffering some very public humiliation.
Note to self, don't get arrested in El Salvador, because they will leave your naked ass squatting on a corner for like a good 2 hours.
They put them on display, and then they're in that tiger cage.
You can't even make this stuff up. Worst day ever for anybody.
Raul, I am gay.
Police in Florida pull over a driver for a minor traffic infraction.
You step out of the car, man.
But when they look inside the car, they notice something suspicious in the ashtray.
Well. Look what we have here. What's this? Look at this, partner.
Oh, man. Hit the jackpot. What's that? Marijuana?
Who puts a blunt in their ashtray? Really?
With evidence in hand, the officers search the rest of the vehicle.
I'm gonna pop the trunk here.
And what do they find?
Yo, hello.
Oh, damn.
What's up, officer?
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Put your gun away, man.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
What the hell?
Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, easy.
Yo, man in your trunk.
It's all right.
I wonder if they open up the trunk and he just pops up like top of the morning to you.
I'm gonna pop the trunk here.
Yo, hello.
She must be hiding him from her daddy.
Get down.
Turns out the man is wanted on several felony counts.
I would have sold her out. Oh, thank God you're here. This bitch was kidnapping me.
It's all good, man. Damn.
Get down.
Come on, man.
In the woman's defense, A black man in the trunk does come standard on an 89 Tercel.
Both are arrested.
You're under arrest.
The woman is placed in the back of the squad car. And that's when things get a little sappy.
Smoking a blunt, yo, baby, why'd you put the joint in the ashtray, man? I love you. I love you. I love you. Baby, what were you thinking?
I love you too. Thank you for this.
I love you.
I'm going to jail. You better do more than love me. Bail me out. I wouldn't even tell that bitch I love her. The hell you doing with a blunt on your seat? Are you crazy?
I love you.
That is some stupid love.
You know, I love doing these shows because I'm so proud of myself to come up with a conclusion, a solution, a resolution for you to hear and agree with me or not agree with me. But what it's doing is causing you to think. And when you're thinking, you don't realize it, you're thinking about yourself with what you're hearing me say. And when you take the positive out of what I'm saying, there are no losers. And you must remember this. Winners do what losers don't want to. Okay. And my mother's on the phone.
After a series of petty thefts at this Florida courthouse, security cameras are installed to catch the bad guys in the act. Well, turns out they don't call them security cameras for nothing.
Let's see what we got here. We got some smokes. Say 1 for you, 1, 2, 10, 20 for me.
See what happens when you hire renter cops?
They never do what you pay them to do.
Let's see what we got here. What are the boys bringing for lunch today?
You work at a courthouse. There might be a few cameras.
Let's see what kind of personal files we got going on here. I'm sure I can get something out of this.
Now that is a very quick way to go from getting arrested to going to jail. No paddy wagon, you just get to walk down to your hearing.
Is gonna steal from the public defender's office, then go to jail and need what? A public defender.
Your Honor, my client is an asshole who stole all my
Guilty of being an asshole in the 3rd degree.
The guard is arrested, convicted, and stripped of his job.
So the courthouse hires a security guard to watch the courthouse. But then they buy a security camera to watch the security guard. So I got a question. Who's watching the camera?
Huh?
During daylight bank robbery, and the thief has escaped.
The man that had tree branches duct taped to his body had entered the bank and demanded cash and fled with some money.
This is just one of the most incredibly stupid bank robbery schemes I've ever heard of.
Incredibly stupid because the suspect held up the Citizens Bank disguised as an oak tree.
A tree?
I'm going out on a limb here. This guy needs to branch out. You know what I'm saying?
There's all sorts of jokes. You can do them all day. None of them are as funny as the cat thinking that was a good idea.
There are not trees in the bank. There's furniture. So when you walk in with leaves on your head, they're going to stand out like a sore thumb.
You want an inconspicuous disguise, not a conspicuous disguise. Hello, moron.
And it turns out there was a little surprise in the loot bag.
He walked out of the bank, and apparently the dye pack, which he put into the bag as well, discharged. And he then dropped the money and fled.
When police released these surveillance photos, his acorns were roasted. The distinctive mustache behind the foliage was a dead giveaway. And the branch bank robber was brought to justice.
Did he not think anybody was going to recognize him through the branches? It's not hard to see a person through a few branches on your head.
He gets an A for getting noticed and an F for pulling off the crime.
The universe works in mysterious ways. We've all watched as bad things happen to good people or good things happen to bad people seemingly without reason. It never seems fair, but sometimes the wheel turns, and people who made terrible choices are served the most unusual and satisfying forms of justice you could imagine. Ready to take a look? Let's get it on! You always need to be careful about the way you say things. For example, if you're doing something obviously dumb and you want to defend your actions with no facts, maybe don't say it with too much confidence, especially not if you're on live TV like these two. The universe will bite you. In case you're wondering, they claimed that the heaps of snow falling all around them made for the perfect jogging weather.
It's the perfect texture for running, very low impact on its dry snow so your feet don't get wet.
Even though everyone knows it's not. So the universe quickly corrected the balance before any naive viewers took their word for it and tried out running in the middle of a snow-covered road for themselves. I seriously shouldn't have to say this, but I will. Don't steal things. If you're thinking of stealing, I have some advice for you. Nobody likes thieves. You're bound to mess up, and nobody will have sympathy. Don't believe me? Take a look at this guy getting the biggest wedgie of his life. He hung himself up like a piece of meat right in front of the cops. He had no hope, and everyone loves it. See what I mean? Not an ounce of sympathy. Everyone is just joyously laughing at his embarrassment. You won't get away with crime, kids. It's best not to take things for granted. You might be able to get a lot out of something, but don't milk it. Everything has its limit. This boy's first mistake was trying to look cool, but his biggest mistake was trying to take advantage of his new phone cover. There's no way that cover ever claimed to be able to protect his phone, even if he hits it with a hammer. At most, it would have claimed to be shock resistant, but anyone who's ever used a hammer on a nail will tell you that it's more powerful than just dropping something. He knows that now. Unfortunately, people often do horrible things, but sometimes they're immediately punished. In Japan, some people take part in a questionable pastime. They eat live octopus. They don't seem to know that it's really dangerous, and not just for the octopus. This girl got off lightly, actually. Far worse things have happened to other people. Never underestimate the power of nature. Animals have abilities we could never dream of, and they can use them to mess up your face. As an adult, you have to take responsibility for your actions, even if it's just to avoid the moment the universe decides to teach you a lesson in a powerful way. This guy made a mistake. Then he decided to take out his frustrations on his perfectly innocent skateboard. We'll never know why. It obviously wasn't the board's fault, and nobody even seemed to notice anyway. What he does to that skateboard is a serious overreaction. We'll never know if it was the universe or the board that dished out this justice, but it's pretty spectacular. There are some phrases that you can't avoid in life, like patience is a virtue. It's the kind of thing grandparents say to young kids. Nobody takes these life lessons seriously enough, but you really should. You never know when your impatience is going to be punished, but this girl will tell you it's always worse than you think. She should never have tried to kick a key into a lock clearly blocked with ice. It was always going to be her key that breaks instead of the ice. If you're dumb enough to steal someone's laptop, the least you can do is check that they're not a computer genius. This guy didn't bother to find out, and look what happened to him. He stole this laptop from Mark Bao, a viral mastermind if you can call him that. Basically, Bao knew how to access the files of his stolen laptop from another computer via a remote access software he'd installed. But better than stumbling across any work-related file or photo was this video. In the ultimate revenge, Mark uploaded it to YouTube for the world to see. It's like the thief made the video just to make himself look even more dumb. You know all the intense planning you always have to watch in the middle of a heist movie? It's there for a reason. The key to a successful heist is information. This guy made the mistake of thinking he didn't need information. The plan was simple. Just put on the gold chain and run away before anyone can catch you. But he was missing a vital piece of intel. Lots of jewelry stores have doors that lock automatically. If he'd known that, he would never have been forced to give the chain back like a naughty child who had to apologize to his mom, which is actually even worse than getting arrested. We all have moments where pride gets the better of us, and we start insisting that we don't need help, even though we clearly do. This video shows the worst possible moment for pride to kick in. There's no good reason to try to wheel someone's expensive, brand new appliance up a drive all on their own without just waiting for their colleague to come help. It would have meant standing still for about, 3 seconds. Surely anyone can afford to wait that long. On the bright side, he'll never try that again after causing this disaster. Sometimes people do such weird things that the whole world stops to wonder what were they thinking. This girl is the queen of those people. Why would she try to sit on a garbage can in the first place? Why did she do it like she thought it would make her look cool? And if she wanted to sit on a garbage can, why would she choose one that spins? These are questions that we'll never know the answer to, but at least we know what kind of consequences there are for those things. All thieves deserve any kind of universal justice that can be dished out to them, especially if that justice is also something that gives the rest of us a good laugh. The owner of this store was tired of being burgled, so he decided to set a clever trap to catch anyone who thought of breaking in. Now he didn't need to worry if a thief found a way to get into his locked store because they wouldn't be able to get out.
It was at this moment that he knew.
This guy picked on the wrong store. Watching his useless attempts to escape the Hall of Justice has got to be the best form of entertainment ever. I'll bet there are loads of you watching this who've dropped coffee all over their laptop, but we just never learned that you need to check where you're putting your cup when you're near expensive machinery. And no, it doesn't matter how expensive. You can be standing next to the most expensive machine you can get, like this Rolls Royce, and you'll still manage to put your cup in exactly the wrong place and it will definitely spill all over everything. Those are just the laws of nature, and we need to accept them. We all know that fire is exciting. People don't care how dangerous it is, we just love it. So it can be tempting to use it to attract customers to your restaurant like moths to a flame. But before you try that, take a moment to remember that we design machines so we have something logical that will stop us from making poor life choices. The expensive fire system that was installed in this guy's restaurant knows fires need to be put out, so it puts it out regardless of who's playing with it or why. It's a flawless system. Just so you're prepared, I'll tell you now that you'll never understand what's happening in this video, but don't worry, you'll love it. Why would this man feel the need to attack a traffic light? It's anyone's guess, but it doesn't matter. You already know it's an overreaction. Luckily, that traffic light doesn't like temper tantrums. It taught this man a valuable lesson that will definitely improve the lives of everyone who has to live with him. Children can sometimes get away with throwing temper tantrums, even though nobody around them likes it. But people who take that annoying habit with them into adulthood usually find themselves in trouble with the universe. Here's the perfect example. This coach was immediately punished for an adult tantrum by falling over while kicking a ball. It's gotta be the most humiliating way for a football coach to fall over. Even worse than falling over nothing. Still, we're allowed to laugh at him because he clearly deserved that. Just make sure you never make the same mistake. These are real-life criminals caught on camera. From ingenious escapes to poorly executed robberies, you're not gonna want to miss a thing. It's trash day as these two inmates were busy hatching a plan to escape. What ingenious plan do you think they've concocted? Will they hide in the giant bins? Nope. They do it old school and just run for their lives.
Bye, have a great time.
In one of the craziest prison breaks of all time, these two Canadian inmates attached a rope to a helicopter that was taking off and hung on for dear life. And while they did manage to complete their escape with their lives, they were recaptured just a few hours later. This teenager's been brought into an interrogation room, handcuffed and left alone for just a few minutes before discovering an unlocked window. You'd think being on the second floor would be an obstacle. Not for him. When prisoners were being moved, this guy hung back, hoping the officer wouldn't notice him. It worked, and before long he was left alone in the garage next to a transport van with the keys still inside. Next up, it was time to smash his way to freedom.
And beyond!
In 1995 in Denmark, a bulldozer driven by an unknown person crashed through a fortified section of the Copenhagen prison wall, allowing 12 inmates to run to freedom. Sometimes you see a window of opportunity and you gotta take it. This inmate noticed a health worker leaving and made sure she caught the door just before it closed. After a quick struggle, the prisoner was to exit the prison via a staff door to the street outside.
Martinez Arrington then breaks free, bolting out of the door and into the south alleyway.
In this prisoner loading dock, police take their time unloading gear from their squad car, all while a suspect sits handcuffed in the front seat. Now, I'm not sure if the officers were distracted or simply forgot about their prisoner altogether, but he managed to escape the car in the nick of time before it locked the officers inside.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
This might just be Harry Houdini's granddaughter. In a jail in Waukesha, this suspect was handcuffed to a wall awaiting interrogation. I guess she started Googling how to escape handcuffs, because in less than a minute, she'd slipped out and simply walked away. After losing his court case and being sentenced, this guy decided he wasn't going to prison after all, ducking out of a holding cell and back into an unguarded courtroom. From here, it's just a matter of ditching the prison shirt and orange Crocs before literally walking out the front door.
Yeah, boy.
These 3 inmates were given a security key by a control room guard and simply unlocked the doors themselves. That same guard turned a blind eye as the 3 were captured on camera, casually strolling out of the prison grounds. What? In the corner of an outdoor rec area, 2 inmates unraveled a wire fence and scaled the wall. They then used blankets to cover the razor wire before dropping outside the prison walls and running into the forest. This guy's actually an escaped convict from a nearby prison, but with a bit of sweet talk, it seems like anything's possible.
You got a cell phone with you?
No, hell no. I don't even have a cell phone or anything.
Just call 911 is all you got to do, and they'll get a hold of us.
All right.
That's our quick line there.
Have a good day now.
Be careful, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
This criminal was being escorted to the prisoner transport bus, but he had other plans. Ducking under the reach of the officer and sprinting at full pace, he managed to get a head start. He's even able to jump a fence while still being handcuffed before running off to temporary freedom. When this guy was sentenced to prison time after not paying child support, he did the only thing that came natural to him, and that's run. Then it was over a 2nd floor banister for a heavy landing before he skipped out of town. If only he put that much effort into his obligations.
Nice.
When a train blocked this fugitive's way, he did the only thing left to do and catch a ride.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
When they say Google Street View catches everything, they really do mean it. And if you were wondering what crimes these people are serving time for, oh boy, are you in for a ride. This criminal mastermind's a little nervous. After fumbling his weapon, he awkwardly tries to mount the counter to get it back. Another fail, and this clumsy criminal decides to cut his losses. All this guy wanted to do was look at a $17,000 wedding ring in sunlight, but instead of returning inside, he simply walked away. It was so brazen that it took a moment for the shop assistant to realize what was even happening. This criminal reached through to grab the cash tray out of the register, but there's one small problem. It won't fit through the window. No matter which way you turn it, it's not gonna fit. These criminals were after a quick smash and grab until they realized that they weren't dealing with ordinary glass. Repeated strikes with a hammer only barely cracked the glass, and the thieves were left scratching their helmets. Of all the places to try and steal a bicycle, the local police department has to be the worst.
Target neutralized.
Is this the world's clumsiest criminal? Not only does he forget to mask up before walking in view of the camera, but his getaway was anything but graceful. As soon as this porch pirate knew he was being filmed on CCTV, he decided to give a little dance performance before stealing someone else's packages. Luckily, he was identified by both his face and terrible dance moves. After successfully smashing his way into a gas station and wrapping a chain around the cash machine, he made one fatal mistake. He forgot to attach the chain to the winch on his truck. This guy was determined to get into a locked door without a key. He spent almost 3 hours trying to kick the door in, only to get absolutely nowhere. Wait till he figures out he just needs to pull the door instead. Of all the things to shoplift, this guy with the sunglasses thinks he can put a whole chainsaw down his pants and hide the rest in his shirt. It's safe to say he wasn't fooling anyone.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Sick of being robbed, the owner of this store set up a trap to catch any would-be thieves. It didn't take long before the first criminal came knocking and found himself stuck for hours until police arrived to arrest him. This would-be thief thought he could just walk out of an art gallery with an expensive piece of art. He was only kinda right. He was later stopped by staff and the artwork returned. This thief was attempting to steal electrical cables from the side of a building before becoming stuck on top of an air conditioning unit. In this jewelry store, it's clear the owners had trouble with thieves before. This guy tries on a gold necklace before making a run for the door, which has already been locked. When the almost thief realizes he's trapped, he tries to play it off as a joke. You're not fooling anyone, buddy. When pulling ATMs out with trucks doesn't work, these criminals used a stolen excavator to dig the machine clean out of the store. They then picked up the ATM and loaded it into a van's oversized sunroof before making off. These thieves ram-raided the front entrance, tied a rope around the ATM, and tried pulling it from the wall. Not only did the thieves leave empty-handed, but they were arrested only a few hours later.
Denied.
There's nothing worse than a thief that uses their children as cover for their terrible behavior. This guy waits till the coast is clear before hiding a brand new laptop under his jacket and walking out like he didn't just steal a $1,000 computer. Another day, another ATM heist. This time, after ripping open a front panel, the pair got spooked before driving off empty-handed. You can tell times are tough when people are out there stealing lawn furniture. These two thieves were captured on camera stealing a bench. Yes, a bench from the porch of a family's house. This has to be the world's slowest ever car chase. If I didn't know any better, I'd think it was a grandma behind the wheel. Police policy prevents officers from pulling in front of cars they're chasing, so they resorted to this. After leading police on a high-speed car chase in a stolen BMW, this criminal finally ran out of room in peak hour traffic. But he wasn't done, pulling out a longboard and trying to skate away. Honestly, I think he'd be faster without it, but the chase came to an end when a concerned citizen decided to get involved. We all know the claw arcade machine is rigged, so can you really blame this kid who climbs up the prize return chute to claim a toy for himself? Now that's a skill tester. This might just be the greatest actor in the world. Unaware of CCTV cameras rolling, this guy fakes a slip and fall to try to make an insurance claim. He couldn't even make it look convincing.